what game's next.
What game's next?
Well, the New Orleans Saints travel to the New England Patriots, and thankfully, I get to review this one because I just love seeing Adam in pain. Really, so the New England Patriots hosted the New Orleans Saints. Obviously, as a Panthers fan, I would have loved it if New England Patriots beat them, but unfortunately, the Patriots even just refused to turn up. Again, another home game, another loss. It's now also the first time the Patriots have lost 2 home games on the bounce start of the season since 2000 in Bill Belichick's first season. Terrible. Also, do you know who else was terrible in this game? Mac Jones. They allowed him to throw down the field, and look what happens. 3 interceptions. It's just like watching Trevor Lawrence and Zach Wilson. You scratch your eyes, you realise it's Mac Jones. Cam Newton would never.
He wouldn't throw it in the first place.
Exactly. The Patriots would have been 3-0 if Cam Newton was still there, but no, they went for mac and cheese instead. And
how'd you leave the meeting again?
And they were absolutely stuffed by the Saints. The Saints only had a total of 252 yards, which is the fewest they've ever had, and still won a game for about 18 years. So well done to the Patriots for stopping them on yardage. But they couldn't stop them with points, as they made Jameis Winston look like the best quarterback ever. After being useless against the Panthers, he turned it on against the New England Patriots at Foxborough. So Alvin Kamara turned up a week late. Brad did predict he was going to have a masterclass against us. Unfortunately not. He had 89 rushing yards against New England, and the 2 weeks combined, he had 88 in the first 2 weeks. So New England couldn't throw the ball to their actual own wide receivers or tight ends. They couldn't stop Alvin Kamara. They couldn't stop Jameis Winston. And they're 1-2, and it's just misery for the New England Patriots.
Yeah. God, how do I keep this short? There's so much wrong with me.
Sorry, mate. It was just a terrible game from start to finish. You made them look good, and they just. I mean, the Saints.
Well, I thought Miami was terrible, but at least that was close. I mean, this just wasn't close at all.
Terrible.
I mean, the defense are blaming themselves because when Mac Jones actually got a touchdown pass, but really it's difficult to even credit him with it because he just lobbed it up, and you have to give credit to probably 2 of the 3 agents I think deserve credit because of Kendrick Bourne from the 49ers. He's a young and up-and-coming receiver, and I think he should be given more reps than he actually is. He done a really nice play to get New England back in it, but really just going full hope, and it's relying on the defense again, a bit like the Indianapolis Colts, to keep making plays non-stop. I mean, the defense are blaming themselves for the defeat, but it wasn't really. It was just the only reason they conceded that 4th touchdown in the end was been on the field so long, and the Saints were there just chewing clock, and then just let Taysom Hill run all over them. But again, I mean, there were some cheap plays. I mean, Alvin Kamara in that much space. You think the previous 2 weeks for the Saints, they didn't need to do anything, admittedly, against Green Bay, because Green Bay were even worse than what New England was. But you just think, right, the game plan surely from a Matt Patricia and Bill Belichick point of view is stop Alvin Kamara. They failed to do that, so instantly not good enough. And this is the only player I think can leave that game with any credit was again free agent linebacker from Baltimore Ravens. I think one of the best in the NFL, Matt Judon. Sacked Jameis Winston at least twice, and again he's a constant threat, just such a powerful thing, and he was actually worth the money. But I'm looking at the 2 tight ends, and what Jonnu Smith was doing, I do not know. I know the throw wasn't brilliant, but doing some weird somersault flip and then carrying it to the linebacker for the Saints, which actually led to the pick 6. It's just embarrassing. Play calling for Josh McDaniels was embarrassing again. I think it's obvious now that it was Tom Brady and the brilliant receivers he had in the past that made McDaniels look any good, because the schemes with Newton weren't working. Trying to readapt the schemes again to Mac Jones, and it's just a disaster. And New England do look a really poor team, and the Patriots are lucky that they've faced the Jets. Otherwise, they'll be. I'm afraid. I think if, as I say, I mean, they deserve to beat the Jets because the Jets were that bad. Me and Brad covered that game. As I say, Zach Wilson, it was like he was a boyhood New England fan with some of the interceptions he was giving to Devin McCourty. It was just, that was like even more embarrassing than what New England produced. But yeah, it's looking bleak. What was he come onto Miami, of course, shortly, but with the Jets, the AFC East is looking weak again. Buffalo are just going to absolutely run away with it. And the Saints, again, have got 2 wins when they've done nothing spectacular. I mean, they look solid defensively and deserve to be the best defense in the NFL right now. But I don't know if you disagree, but I felt like that it was just New England being so bad offensively, just literally had no idea what they're doing. As soon as James White went off injured, that was the end of any threat at all, weren't it, from the offense?
Yeah, there was no threat after White went off, to be honest. And I credited White last week against the Jets, and it's unfortunate that he got injured because I thought it was a confidence building performance from James White last week. But yeah, I mean, the battle of Belushi is in 5 weeks, Adam. And at the moment, I'm feeling very confident, mate.
Yeah, it's going to be needs a big turnaround before, as I say, for the Patriots face Chargers. The thing is you like to think, right, early season can get better, as like any optimistic fan would, but just can't be. And I think that there's got to be questions about all coaches, even so as legendary as Bill Belichick. I mean, you can't spend that much money in free agency and the team performing that bad. It's just unacceptable. I mean, 100 million on tight ends and you're not using them properly, or one of them's making mistakes, and then you're not even really using Hunter Henry. It's really poor at the moment, New England. I can't defend it. And again, week in, week out, I feel like that the only one that's going to get us any points is 41-year-old Nick Folk. But apart from that, it's dreadful at the moment.
Yeah, I thought Hunter Henry going to U-Law was actually a strange move from the Chargers. Obviously, I thought he was last season, despite all of our problems. And obviously Herbert being the shining light, I thought Herbert was up there as sort of a real positive for the Chargers last season. It was surprising that we did let him go to U-Lot, but he's just not.
I think it was money, weren't it, mainly?
Yeah, I think it was money mainly. But yeah, I'm surprised he's not getting used at New England.
Yeah, he's
a physical presence, and he will get you up the pitch and get you points. But yeah.
No. Josh McDaniels would rather try and run it backwards and then to settle for a Nick Folk field goal. It's just really ordinary from England, and you just can't defend the indefensible, as I say. Jamie, anything to add?
No, it was just a great game to watch in a way. When you end with Mac Jones as your biggest rusher with 28 yards in a game against a team who literally could not stop us running the ball week prior. It's just embarrassing, isn't it? Let's be honest. Yeah. It's you made the Saints look good, and I mean we played them and they were horrendous, and we made them look horrendous. But yeah, I thought the Patriots would be playoff contenders, and now
you sort of think there's no way more than one team's getting out of the AFC East. It already feels like that division's over.